YouTube, thank you for joining in my first video. And today I wanted to talk about some specific allegations going on that center around a specific creator. This creator, known online as Sabersparks, usually makes videos pertaining to cartoons, animation, entertainment, usually adult animations, things around that kind of area. Been in the community for a minute. However, at the moment, he's facing some controversy. He's being accused of some things that rhyme with a specific purple fruit. And these come from what seems to be a tweet, and I will not be reading off the person's name who tweeted it. And I do want to say, these are just allegations. Please do not harass anybody. Do not DM anybody. Let's try to keep everybody, respected. I will be reading the person's post, since that is public knowledge now, and I don't, there's not really going to be anything in there that they don't want the public to know. So the post begins, I became a fan of Saberspark when I was in high school, when I found his essay video titled Ballad of the Brony back in 2011. After graduating and turning 18, I added him on Skype to tell him I was a big fan of his. He added me back almost instantly. We had a conversation ending with him giving me his phone number, which was a really big deal to me at the time, since this was the first time interacting with any sort of celebrity. This isn't a part of the post, obviously. I've been a fan of Saberspark, which is why I actually wanted to cover it. I don't personally know whether or not he was very big back in 2011. I honestly probably wasn't even on YouTube back then. I was like 9, 10. But yeah, no, it surprises me that he was big back then. I mean, I don't want to downplay his successes or anything, but I don't know. I developed a parasocial crush on him due to being starstruck, which was something that he was aware of. We talk on Skype and text each other semi-frequently leading up to my first time meeting him. In 2012, I went to my first Brony convention. This was my first time ever traveling by myself, and it was soon after the two of us became friends. When I met up with him in person, he invited me to his hotel room, and he showed me a video he was editing on his laptop, causing me to internally geek out. I was really nervous being alone in a hotel room with someone I was a huge fan of and had a crush on, but I tried to play it cool. He was 4 to 5 years older than me, making me feel more nervous and out of place. He'd bring up the prospects of the two of us dating and how it didn't feel right for us to do so. After that, he almost immediately initiated making out with me and guided me to his bed. I don't even know if I can read this, but in this moment, he did not directly ask me for consent. I was thrown onto his bed, and he would, ooh, okay, yeah, I don't know how far I can go into reading this. Anyhow, threw me onto the bed. He did the thing that people usually do with the thing during this specific situation. Saberspark was also initially larger than me, as I was an 80-something pound 18-year-old girl, so I physically could not stop him. I felt extremely nervous and uncomfortable because I had never experienced having any sort of relationship with somebody. I was not dating before, much less somebody I just met. I was very new to meeting people online in general. At that moment, I laid there disassociating as it felt very wrong while trying to rationalize it in my head to convince myself it was safe and a normal encounter. He rushed off to clean and finish himself and came back to bed and offered me a handshake, saying friends, which is fucking wild reading. Honestly, I can't imagine how that was experiencing, and my deepest sincerities go out to this person. This would cause me, for the rest of the event, to feel like I had been taken advantage of and ashamed of myself for not trying to stop the interaction. Though I tried pretending I was fine to everyone around me, I was still and am I think I can say that, demisexual, and being put in that position was not something I wanted. I maintained the friendship until a second occurrence happened at a completely different PonyCon in 2013. This time we met in a public space but had no one around and talked for a while. He kept bringing up the prospects of us starting a relationship, but how it felt wrong. He would grab my hand saying how I felt so right, only to push my hand away saying, but so wrong. Which, if this is true, this is, I don't know, in my opinion, pretty fucking cringe. Like, that's just kind of weird. I had decided that my crush on him was something I needed to get over because I felt that my emotions were being toyed with. He then suggested going to a more public space around others, and we went into an elevator to go to the lobby of the Pony Con Hotel. As soon as the door closed, Saberspark forcefully shoved me against the wall and shoved his tongue down my throat. Scared me and actually hurt, triggering another attack of dissociation. Once again, he did not ask for consent when throwing me into this situation. Once the doors opened and people were present, this led me to feeling very embarrassed. He got off me and took my hand and guided me toward the stairs to go back down to where we were just at and into the men's restroom, where he pulled his pants down and guided my hands and head to perform things on him. I was afraid of denying him because of past experiences with SA, so I did it to get it over with without wanting to cause a problem. Where he would do something specific on my face, apologized profusely, and then offered the same handshake as he did at the con. He offered the same handshake as he did at the con when I initially met him, saying friends. Despite pretending I was fine, I had slowly begun pulling away from Saber. I cried that night while staying with a friend, but waited for that friend to fall asleep so no one could hear me, and I would cry for months feeling ashamed of myself for putting myself in a compromising situation with someone I hardly know. From the looks of it, it looks like that's the last of the post. And this person did just come out and say this. It's about Saberspark. I believe yesterday is the time of recording sits here. Again, I so far haven't seen any response from Saberspark. I did check his YouTube account to see if he had maybe posted a video responding to it. I checked the comments and I didn't see any recent comments bringing it up. It was trending on Twitter at the time I saw it, which is why I knew anything about it, and I did want to talk about it because the animation community is not a very large community. Not a lot of people, obviously there are a couple big creators, but it's not something that gets covered a lot. This isn't something that I've honestly seen from the community. There haven't really been many allegations of this such. Maybe aside from Rebel Taxi's friend who had a minor draw specific pictures for him. But to my understanding, they all handled that pretty well and that got taken care of. This honestly came as a shock to me because, again, Saberspark is somebody I've watched personally for about 6 or 7 years now. And I do want to clarify again, these are allegations. This person has not given us any proof, and it has been a good 12 years. At the same time, in this situation, I don't really know what kind of proof you could give. And if this is true, it is pretty heartbreaking. Saberspark is not only known for covering animation and covering the history of animation, as well as some animation controversies. He has covered SA in the past, and he's covered situations where people in specific areas of power, especially in the animation industry, have taken advantage of their fame. I hope this isn't true. If this is true, then I really hope the best for this person, and I hope that, getting this off their chest obviously has helped them. Maybe at some point, obviously you can't really heal from that very fast. It's something that comes with time, and, some people never heal from things like this. I wish the best for this person. Again, please don't go and harass anybody. That's not what I want. That's not what anybody should want. Obviously, if this is a situation that is true and this isn't just somebody looking for attention, which we should never assume, I hope Saberspark makes a statement on it soon and addresses it. That's all we can really hope for, is that if it's true, he takes accountability. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry for being so jittery. I've never done a YouTube video before. I didn't really write anything for this. As you can see, I didn't even pre-record any gameplay to put in the background, and I'm not really comfortable showing my face yet. But if you appreciated my coverage on it as much as I could cover, I mean, we don't really know much, again, and I will continue to cover it as things escalate. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like and subscribe, share it if you can, and that's pretty much it. Thank you.